Hey, what's going on? This is Geyser Deal, and today we're going to be doing a short little take on a heavy gunner exploding munitions build. Let's see here. Character I'm going to be playing on is Insuna, level 98. Have quite a bit of time put on to this character. Um, Maybe next video I do will be over Ardova and the not Ardova, over Gazi. We'll do a video over Gazi with a heavy melee build, a non-power armor focused. But without further ado, let's go ahead, make sure that we are selected on Insuna, and let's hop right into this. This is Fallout 76. Okay. So the weapon that I'm using is a Legacy Plasma Gatling gun. It has two shot, so every time it fires a bullet, it fires two for the price of one. It has explosive rounds, which you can no longer get. It is no longer in the loot rotation. The only way that you can get your hands on something like this is by purchasing it off of another player who already has it. It's no longer a world drop. Some people call them hacked weapons because there are versions of it that are hacked. This is not one of them. I got mine by trading for a Brahmin mask from the Fastnacht event. It also has 15% increased reload speed. I will be showing this off as soon as we load in today. The two stages of this build that we can work with are in power armor and outside of power armor. In outside of power armor, we will be using the unyielding and bolstering armor sets to boost our ultimate stat loadout. We're also utilizing Nerd Rage to maximize our defensive and offensive capabilities. So, as you see here, we also have a few mutations: Marsupial, Adrenal Reaction, Scaly Skin, Speed Demon. Of these four, if you really can't get all of them, Speed Demon is probably the one that you could probably go without. As you know, the food and water increase is a bit of a chore. However, adrenal reaction, weapon damage at low HP, and I mean we're relying on nerd rage, so we're always at around 20% HP as you see up here. Main reason why Speed Demon is optional is because we have the perk here, Rejuvenated. We gain basically double the effects whenever we're fully fed and fully hydrated. As you see here, we got on the left-hand column in the strength, we have traveling pharmacy to make all those pesky healing supplies way less. Heavy gunner, expert gunner, heavy gunner, and master heavy gunner, and bear arms. Bear arms is something you can trade out if you have something else you want to run, maybe blocker or... Yeah, there's a few options you can run here. If you want to have a little melee damage just to back things up, you can always just spec for melee damage. Say your gun breaks on you at the most inopportune time and you don't have the means of repairing it. This is probably your most flexible tree. Being that you don't have to run Ghoulish. I'm running Ghoulish to keep myself at the bare minimum of health. Obviously, Rejuvenated for the extra benefits, Erraticool to increase strength, because, I mean, we're going to be constantly ratted up anyway. Fireproof, self-explanatory for heavy style builds like this. It's almost mandatory, because it's not even for the fire damage either. It's literally just the explosion damage. The fire damage is just an added bonus. 45% less damage taken from explosions is huge, especially if you're using explosive munitions, as I'll demonstrate here in a bit. Don't really need Thirst Quencher. You can honestly run any of these. I'll probably end up swapping this out for Aqua Girl. Maybe Cannibal. I don't know. Might also just look through and see about getting a few other things, but this is just what I've come up with to be the best. If you play in groups, then yeah, you can run things to help your teammates. I usually run this. Usually share this in a group. Travel agent's really nice. Squad maneuvers. I like to go fast. I'm always in a party, so this works for me. Lone Wanderer would be the go-to, however, in place of these two. Because you're still going to want Traveling Agent. There's a lot of travel around here. 30% fewer caps on fast traveling is huge. It's a huge boon. This is, you're probably going to end up getting, like, everything that you can in this category, to be honest, and under intelligence. Because this is where your general crafting is. So if I want to say, go all the way over here, and I wanted to craft something, well, I have limited supply of what I can work with because none of my perks are on. Well, I just go in here and I take off batteries included and throw on gunsmith and armor. Take that off too. Okay, I'm terrible at math. Don't mind me. By that I mean I'm not paying attention. It's like 2 in the morning. I do apologize. So I go in here to craft, and self-explanatory, I can now craft a minigun because I have Gunsmith 5. Which heavy guns are going to be your go-to, your bread and butter for this kind of build anyway. Anyway, let's go ahead and get our original perks back in play. That way, because batteries included makes everything super light. Portable power also makes things light. And because my butt doesn't like having unused stats, we can just spec anything here. Probably just put this here. It's not like it really matters. I don't have the extra point in Nerd Rage that I'd like to have. Anyway. So, over here under agility, for this kind of build, high agility isn't really necessary. It's nice, it helps, but honestly I just use it for the action points and for dodgy. Being able to, when you're at low HP, yes, Nerd Rage does make us take less damage, but avoid 30% of incoming damage at the cost of 30 action points, paired with action, boy or girl. 45% faster AP regen, and if you're fully hydrated, you get the rejuvenated bonus on top of that. You see how it starts to interline with one another. This was originally for a heavy Gatling, but as you can tell with the batteries included. Starch genes, so I can't get bonus mutations anymore unless I take it off, and so I don't lose my mutations by going through a archway or by taking a rat away. Bloody Mess for extra damage. Yeah. 15% bonus damage means enemies may explode in a gory red paste. So there you go. Alright. So yeah, he's very happy to find used toilet paper. We're gonna get away from him for a moment. Okay, so primary weapon that I would be using is my tried and true 2-shot plasma scattering Gatling gun. Now, yes, remember, because you have the exploding bullets on an energy gun, you can't get this anymore. It is either something that you get from player rotation, like from another player, or if someone has hacked it into the game, in which case if someone hacks it in, drop it, don't use it. Yeah, these are actually extremely overpowered anyway. And fair warning to anyone who does use this kind of a weapon, or the laser Gatling variant, it's going to kill a lot of the fun for your game. It will ruin general gameplay because it is exceedingly overpowered. The calculations for energy weapons and exploding bullets, it doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Normally, exploding rounds on, say, like a 50 cal. Well, it calculates the base damage, say it does 100 damage. Well, your exploding bullet might do 12. The explosion will do like 12 extra damage on top of the 100, meaning you'll get like 112 damage per shot, which for an LMG is pretty good. Except when it comes to energy weapons, because Bethesda couldn't fix them. It was a feature. Sorry, had to. The explosion part, if your bullet does 100 damage, the explosion is also doing 100 damage. It just recalculates the whole damage number and does it again, which is what makes this particular thing exceedingly broken, because it already fires 2 shots for the cost of 1. And every one is already doing double damage. So you're doing 4 times the damage with this. Not hard to see why it's a little broken. Now, if Bethesda were to outright just remove that from my arsenal and remove all legacy items from everyone's arsenal, that is fine. I would probably just go back up to my final word, which has the faster fire rate, ignores half the target's armor, which is nasty, by the way, and gives me a massive amount of damage resistance. I would also be swapping off a Nerd Rage and relying more on bolstering armor outside of power armor, or I just outright rely on power armor. Speaking of the armor, let's get into your defensive stats. Alright, so as you see, I have 2 pieces of bolstering. Not particularly what I want to have, because, well, yeah. It's nice when you're low on HP, you're getting a lot of resistances, as you see here. But, and I have 1 piece of low level Unyielding. Unyielding, on the other hand, gives you so many stats. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're out farming Scorched Beast or Death Claws or whatever, and you get bolstering armor to drop, take it. It is worth your time. Worth 100% of the way. Because usually most bolstering comes with... usually just bolstering will increase your overall damage resistance the lower in HP you get, which goes well for a lot of meta builds with bloodied builds. I got lucky and got strength on mine. This could have been literally anything else and it would have been better, but again, got more junk reduction and strength, so. But the armor we have, let's go ahead and cast this out. We have the Ultra Sight armor. Now, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments section, if I am incorrect about this. The Ultra Sight armor has the best physical damage resistance, whereas the XO1 prototype armor has the best energy resistance and the best radiation resistance. Now, just for a little demonstration, 298, 328, and 62. Let's get inside the Ultra Sight armor and just see what things change to. .593, 503, and 453. Obviously, it's still better, especially on the rad and radiation side of things. But it is there is some drawbacks. As you've seen over here, our carry weight dropped down to 270. We have to use fusion cores, which not hard to get your hands on those, honestly. Take a few hours out of your day and go lock down the power factory, and boom, you have enough fusion cores to last you for, let's say, couple 100 hours of play. Then again, let me just reiterate though, this is if you have the power user, which doubles the effectiveness of fusion cores. If you do not have this, oh, and this also works on plasma cores from what I've seen, sorta, not fully. 200 rounds out of a normal plasma core, I'm somehow getting 350 out of mine. But you see, this thing holds 652. It actually holds 999. 297, which is already above that 200 limit. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Again, if I am incorrect, please. Oh, someone's about to do a death from above event. Trash banjo. Nice. Actually, how long until this drops? So I've got 2 minutes and 48 seconds. I ain't gonna bore you guys with waiting that long. And it's not even going to be on the Queen either, or maybe. Anyway, let me just go ahead and show you guys what this build is capable of. Oh. Nuclear strike imminent. Nah, I want to run inside of it. You're not welcome. You know, hold on. Actually, before we go and do that, let's see if the script is reset. It has. I'll have to, I'll worry about the rest later. Let's go find something. Now, what you're about to see is the exact reason why you don't want to use this unless you just want to feel like a god. Just go ahead and heal up. Okay. They just explode. It's wonderful. Let me just jump over this. Now, I'm gonna kill this guy. Not gonna give him the pleasure of killing me. Alright, we're gonna heal up. Actually, I'm gonna do something. I can regain my rads later. So let's go ahead and get rid of all of the rad away. Or all the rads. And then use one of those. And I'm going to show you why you need to be careful with this build. Because, as you know, normal explosive rounds, they'll chip damage you. They'll do a little bit of damage to you. You know, nothing big, nothing huge. We're just going to fire like 1 or 2 bullets. Yeah, that's what it does. That's what it does to you. Because that 1 to 2 bullets is actually 4 to 8 bullets worth of damage. And on top of that, well, it is still correct. Oh. Nuke's about to land. Anyway. So yeah, this is the explosive heavy gunner build. This build also works for any other explosive LMG. Here's the skill set yet again. Major key points is the heavy gunner perks for your base damage. It says it doesn't work on explosive rounds, but as with anything Bethesda, it does, just not as drastically, because it's a bug. Explosive expert, well, demolitions expert for your explosive rounds. This is where most of your damage is going to come from. If you don't want to run this version of it, you just swap this out. You run gunsmith, and you throw on whatever heavy gun you want. It's also Doesn't work quite as well with normal munitions, but it'll still do the job. With that being said, if you like this content, then a like would be appreciated. A subscribe for more future content. Hit the bell if you want to stay notified. Again, my name has been Gazadil, and you have a wonderful day.